What's up YouTube? Angel Art Fishing. In today's video, we're out here at a local forest reserve. I actually have spent time fishing this body of water. I never made it into a video because the fishes I caught were small and I just felt like it wasn't great quality, but today we're back out here. It's been weeks since I've been on a kayak, but we're going to be trying to figure out if we can locate any fall bass here at this forest reserve. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. I'm going to start off with the Vision 110. See if I can get anything on the jerkbait. That was a bad cast. Oof! Damn, he's cold. First bass of the day came off the Vision 110 from the perch pattern. Not a bad little guy. Alright. See you later, bud. That is really cold. I'm marking stuff around 9 feet. Oh my god. I just hooked up on a giant. That's a nice one. Get up, get up. Smallie. It's a smallmouth. That did not just happen. I panicked. I didn't know it was that big. It just, the softest bite ever. Boom. That is a fall smallmouth right there. I'm gonna fix myself to get a better lighting, but awesome. See that? That's awesome. That is what you need in the fall. Man, I'm gonna throw him on the catch board and then give a release on this bad girl. You know what I mean? Look at that. That's insane. That is 19. That is insane. Look at that. She's got one mean belly. There she goes. Welcome back, folks, to another video. Now, yesterday we came back out here. We had a slow day, but we had a beautiful day. If you can catch 18 3/4 inch smallie, then that's a good day any day for a forest reserve within northern Illinois, right by the Chicagoland area. But today we are going to be trying to see if we can catch anything from cast to landing the fish. Cast to catch basically is what I want to do for you guys. If that doesn't help work out, I'll break down the tactics and the approach I went to catch that beautiful smallmouth. But hopefully today we can get more. We're gonna shoot on over to where we caught that smallie and that largie and see if I can figure out anything else is over there. I did lose another fish out there. It grabbed the jerkbait and ran with it. I had a terrible hook set, so I didn't hook the fish at all, but he definitely grabbed the jerkbait. So we're gonna go back out there and see if we can get anything happening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, folks, we're back at the spot where we were catching them the other day. And I am marking fish already. So that's a good sign. I don't know what it is about this area, but it seems like the fish like to stay orientated within this area. So let's see if we can get anything to bite. I think we're gonna start off with a different approach. Seems like a lot of these fish were feeding on bait fish. I didn't see no red lips at all, fat belly. So we're gonna do this little fish arrow flash J 3-inch little paddle tail, and I'm gonna try 2 different ways of fishing it: jigging and cast and retrieve. So let's see if there's anything we can get to bite. There's some fish right below me. I don't know what it is. I can feel them grabbing my bait. Dude, they're right below me. What am I? Dude, there's a giant school. I don't know what it is. Oh my God, I just ripped it out of his mouth. Oh my God, there's... Oh my God, crappie. I'm on a giant school of crappie. What? I gotta look up the creel limit. That's too small to keep, but that's insane. There's a giant school of them. I am gonna look up the creel limit real quick, because actually I wouldn't mind taking home some crappies right now. 9-inch minimum. Okay, since I'm on top of a giant school, let me see if I can get... They came out here for smallmouth, but I found a giant school of crappie right here. That is a nice... That's a white bass. What? I'm gonna let this guy go, but he's got... Ooh. I don't know what this is. Yellow white bass, but he's been eating or something. And the funny thing is, I did see a guy come out here the other day, and it looked like he was after crappie. This is like the first time I've seen fish on my graph like this. Yeah, I guess the school disappeared. Let's get on out of here. Come on. That was pretty sick though, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I had a fish or that was... I got something. Feels pretty good. Little largy. Sweet. Oh wow, that's a nice one. Well folks, we just hooked up on our first decent fish, and what we actually came here, largemouth and smallmouth. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, it's a beautiful largemouth. See the roof of that mouth. That's an insane. It's a little guy, but I mean, he's really cold, but you can see downsizing your presentation during the fall is really key. Because I'm just throwing that little 3-inch flash J. Boom. See you later, bud. Not the jerkbait, but it's pretty good. Well, we got one largie using a small jig head with the minnow presentation. Something I it's like a micro jig at this point, and I have a lot of confidence in that for bass. Just different ways I like to fish it though. All these fish though, they seem to be really tucked to the shore. I'm gonna see if I can get them on the jerkbait. Got one. That feels a good one. Oh, wow. God damn. Okay, well, I foul hooked a giant crappie. What? This is insane. Come on, I was not expecting that. I'm the jerkbait. I'm gonna throw this in the catch board. If the measurements are fine and it's within the minimum creel limit, I'm gonna take some crappie home and fry it up. That is a slab. Right at 11 inches. Thing's huge. Vision 110 for the win. Well, this was never intended to be a stringer, but I want to double check before I take this fish and put it on the stringer. 11 inches. Oh, I have a fish. Oh, he popped off. I just reeled in something. I didn't know what it was. It was a bass. That's a good sign. Let's just see the mouth of a largemouth. He hit it on the fall. I don't know if that was a snag. It's so weird. I'm trying out new things, folks. So that's why I may lose a lot. May get confused with what's a bite and what's not. I never really fish a blade bait. That feels like a fish. I don't know if that's a fish. Yeah, that's a fish. I don't know what. It's a little largy. Get in the... Little chunky. Really fat, actually. Oh man. You can see... I'm really, I hate to do this, but I'm so curious. Let's see if I can pull that bait out. Look at that. There he goes, but that's a little largy. Oh my God. That's what they're feeding on. Absolutely insane. I don't know if I have anything that can resemble the color of a largemouth. Actually, I do have another blade bait. Well, folks, that's it for today's video. As you guys saw, I try to do my best to get the catches from cast to catch on camera, but some of the catches I wasn't able to get the casting section more in the middle of the fight. Anyways, with that being said, guys, I'm going to do the outro. I did a poll on Instagram asking you guys if you guys wanted an in-depth outro for this video, and you guys said yes. So, here we are. So, day one, there was one section of the lake where my father said he marked something on the fish finder. So, sure enough, I got a little largemouth out of there. But it wasn't enough to sit there and say, we got to continue fishing this. No. We go back to where I was catching them during the summertime, where there were some underwater stumps. And, you know, no luck. Nothing was going on for us. And it hit me in the head, and I just told myself, well, I can't go out like this. I can't, you know, I need to get out there. I need to catch fish. So I decided, you know what, wherever I caught that little largemouth, I went right back to that spot. And I just said, all right, we're going to focus on that area. If I caught one fish there, it's probably for a reason. Went out there, threw the jerkbait, pop, pop, long pauses because it's fall. We're transitioning from fall to winter, so it's going to be colder. Those fish aren't going to be super active, but if you're able to work that jerkbait correctly and give it those long pauses, you may catch and draw those bass's attention. They might go up to wherever your jerkbait's at. They're going to stare at it, and maybe when you twitch it and as soon as you pause it, turn on a reaction bite for those bass, which I happen to do with the smallmouth. But here's the one thing I want to note to you guys. You guys didn't get to see on camera, but the way the smallmouth hit the jerkbait was like a bluegill, a little peck. And, you know, funny thing is, a few days ago, I called up one of my good buddies, and we were talking smallmouth fishing. And then he said he went out to Lake Geneva, and I asked him, oh, how'd you do? You know, he told me he was catching smallmouth in 8 foot of water. And when I described to him what the bites felt like for me for that smallmouth over where I was fishing at, he told me the same exact thing. So now I'm not saying 100% positive, but I am going to sit there and say that, well, that goes to show that maybe during the fall time or the colder weather, sometimes if you're fishing a jerkbait and you feel that small little peck at your bait, that could be a sign that that's how the way the smallmouth were hitting it. And then when I went to net that fish, man, I was panicking. It was the biggest smallmouth I have ever caught from my kayak in Illinois. It tops my smallmouth on Lake Geneva. The way that bass was hooked, it was like skin hook on the roof of that bass's mouth. So at any point, if that fish jumped like really aggressively, I would have lost that fish. But I managed to land that fish. So that's how I was fishing the jerkbait throughout that day. Guys, you're going to hear this a lot of people, and this is coming from me too. I've experienced it too. If you're going to go out there and fish a jerkbait, I highly, highly recommend a good jerkbait rod. Now, you can throw a spinning, you can throw bait casters, whatever you want. I hear some guys sit there and say that they like spinning reels because they feel less fatigue after working that bait. I hear a lot of guys sit there and say, oh no, bait casters are the way to do it. I hear so many different opinions out there, and this is my opinion. If you can go out there in the water, mess around with spinning and bait caster, and figure out what you have confidence in, fish with that. Don't let other people say, oh, you're doing it wrong. No, because 90% of your fishing is a mental game. 10% is actual fishing. 90% is a mentality. So if you're not comfortable or you don't have confidence in that bait or how you're fishing or anything like that, you're not going to fish it right, and your chances of catching a fish are slim to none. Sometimes it takes that just going out there and winging it to build that confidence and get that mindset like, okay, this is going to work for me, you know? Well, one thing I want to tell you guys, I'm using a spinning rod. I'm comfortable with that, but I am looking and I am going to spend some money on a good quality jerkbait setup, because that is a bait where you're working that bait and sometimes your arm gets fatigued. I felt it on the water several times, and it's just, you know, that's where you want to buy a good setup. And if you guys are going to buy a good setup, buy a good rod. I mean, the reel is whatever. If you got the money to buy a nice reel, go ahead. But if you only could buy one or the other, buy a good rod. That sensitivity on that rod is going to be a major key. Thank God that the Zodius has a pretty good sensitivity, and I was able to feel those bites. You know, I can feel when my line jumps, and I can see it as well. Another thing to mention, guys, is we implemented and try something new, something that I have done quite some research on and read some articles, watched some YouTube videos, and that is fishing the blade bait. Now, I will mention this. The blade bait is something that I didn't know how to fish, and I can tell you guys this. Do not use a glass rod. From my personal experience, do not use a glass rod because it sucks. That rod has so much bend and so much give to it that you really can't fish that blade bait properly, my opinion. And in that video, guys, I struggled to determine when the hell I had a fish or when the hell I was bringing up a freaking branch. So I threw the blade bait. I tried basically yo-yoing it off the bottom, and that seemed to work. But at the same time, guys, I was not using the right rod, reel. I wasn't using the right setup. But I'm going to save that for the next video, because the next video, the blade bait comes out freaking handy, and you guys will see the action I got on camera. But anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Jerkbait, blade bait. And also, if you guys wanted to steer the direction my videos go, be sure to follow my Instagram page, because whenever I do a poll or I got any questions in regards to how I want to do my videos or how I want to make them, I always ask for your guys' opinion. If I want to try something new, I want to hear what you guys think about it before I sit there and upload it. So I asked you guys, do you guys want an outro that goes in depth as the fishing for this video? And you guys said yes. So that told me, like, alright then, I'm going to make this video the way I've been doing my other videos and give you a little more in-depth explanation as towards my approach for fishing different scenarios, different times of years, and different bodies. Anyways, folks, this is Angel R Fishing. I'll see you guys on the next fishing video.